I think for any youngster who's getting into cinema, the first break is always the most difficult break to come by, and then after that, if he proves his point, he can go on and on. For me, it was a very similar thing. My first break was the most difficult one to get, and the story goes like this. I was aware of Radha Mohan as a director, who's a very versatile director. And I knew Prakash Raj, his credentials as a producer. I had heard that Prakash Raj is producing a movie with Radha Mohan as a director. Trisha's playing the heroine, and they're looking for a new guy to cast as a hero opposite Trisha. Very hopeful of trying to back that role. I went to meet them. There was an audition that was happening in Bombay. I still remember it was in Sun and Sand Hotel in Bombay, and about 500 people had come to audition that day. I waited almost 1 hour to just get to meet the whole team. Everybody from the Bombay television industry, ad industry, quite a few actors from the film industry were there at the audition. So I was just thinking what chances are there, but I'm quite an optimist. So I said, let's go with an open mind and let's see what happens. So after 1 hour of waiting, I got a chance to meet the team. That's when Radha Mohan, so the director of the film, explained to me that the hero's role is a role that's inspired by young Manmohan Singh. It's a role that's never been portrayed in Telugu cinema or Tamil cinema before. That a Sardar hero comes and falls in love with a Telugu girl, and in the end they get married and live happily ever after. So it was a challenge, and plus it was not the fact that he was just a Sardar. It based the character on a younger version of Manmohan Singh, an economist working for the Prime Minister's office in Delhi, stuff like that. So I thought it was a very challenging role to prove your caliber as an actor. But for some reason I had gone like this, almost clean shaven, not without a beard, and I didn't have any photos in my portfolio showing me in a beard. So obviously for the director it was difficult to think of me in that role, and I could sort of sense that in his eyes. So well, the meeting was positive. I left, but I was thinking, how do I convince the director that I can play this part? I didn't sleep the whole night. So the next day morning, I got a brainwave of an idea. I called a makeup man. We tried a few of the beards, and I selected a beard that looked like authentic Sardar's beard, stuck that, put a pagdi in the authentic way a Sardarji would, called up a friend of mine who's a Punjabi, learned a few words, and went to meet the whole team at the hotel. That was the last day they were going to be at the hotel, and they were going to leave that day. So I just took them by surprise. I totally dressed up as a Sardarji. I just went and told, "Oi, Sat Sri Akal, Paji, Peri Panaji, मैं Malkit Singh हूँ, Delhi से आया हूँ," and stuff like that. I just rattled off in Punjabi, and I told him that I'm Malkit Singh, come down from Delhi to meet you for this role. And believe it or not, he actually thought I was a Sardar. 5 minutes he made me sit down. He was shocked at first that an original Sardarji came to meet him for this role, and he gave me like a narration, and after 5 minutes, I just revealed to him that, sir, I'm the same guy who met you yesterday, and he just couldn't stop smiling after that. So I think that bit of homework, that bit of showing that I could be the character helped me, and I backed that film. And well, after Akashamanta, the team of Eenadu, they thought that I was the right guy for this role. This film, as you know, is a remake of the hit Hindi film Wednesday. And my character is the same as Jimmy Shergills from the original version. He is a brave officer of the police force, a very honest person, and he works for the anti-terrorism squad. Now, anti-terrorism squad is a specialized department of the police force which deals with tackling terrorism in our country. Terrorism, which today is a grave national issue. Irrespective of the fact that an attack might happen in Bombay, I think it affects lives of people everywhere, all over the country. So I think this film has a national message to give. It's got a very strong message against terrorism, and I'm proud about that fact. And well, to give you an insight about this role, Wednesday was a film that I was inspired by. And I clearly recollect the visuals of the attack that happened in December last year in Bombay. The visual of Mr. Hemant Karkare, who was the ATF chief then, putting on the helmet, putting on the bulletproof jacket, taking his gun, without an expression of fear, but of pure courage on his face, going into that, going in to get the terrorists. That visual is still implanted in my memory. So as an actor, I wanted to really play this role authentically and make an impact. I was lucky enough, Chakri Toletti, who's the director of this film, Chakri sir, he told me to undergo training for this film. I went to Pune for a week for police training. I learned rifle shooting for this film, hand-to-hand combat. I also had a meeting with the ATS Additional Commissioner of Police, Mr. Sukhwinder Singh in Bombay. he gave me a lot of inputs on the ATS role, because generally if you see in cinema we have seen the normal police roles, but the ATS is a specialized task force of the police force, and they generally roam in undercover uniform in mufti. They are physically trained as well as strategically trained. There's a certain way they deal with certain situations, gather information, strategy information, and deal with the whole situation. So I got a lot of information from him, which helped me play this role as authentically as possible. And I'm really hoping that the audience accepts me the same way as they accepted Joginder Singh of Akashamanta.